Good day! So, in today's video, we will be talking about that new look for those kids from Riverdale. That's right, I'm talking about the new Archies. So, alright, let's go!
Yeah! So, we start off at the end of class where Archie accidentally activates Eugene's newest invention. And this thing just totally goes off, right? It's like Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs levels of crazy. So they and Jughead are unable to stop this thing even as it bolts down the street. Like, holy crap, that thing is high tech! Jeez, eh? A stabilized bipedal robot that can run at high speeds? Wow, that's actually impressive. How much money did Eugene spend on building this thing? Nonetheless, it's like damn important that they catch up with this machine because, as Eugene admits, he doesn't even know what this machine does. You don't know what your own invention does? What the hell did you think you were building? Did you build this in your sleep and you just found it one day? Like, holy crap, I made that? Wow. So in that regards, pretty concerning, you better catch it. Which they finally do because this thingamaroo rams into a tree and comes to a stop. But it also sends a powerful beam into outer space. Which, you know, man, I've seen a lot of science fiction movies where they have a beam shooting into space, and it usually starts a chain of events for things not ending well for the people on the planet Earth. So this episode could go real south real quick. And it turns out that this beam is a tractor beam. So it turns out that the path of the tractor beam happens to go by some space commuters where the beam latches on somebody and drags him and his space vehicle to the planet's surface. So you think the boys would be pretty freaked out about causing damage to someone else's vehicle, but also finding out that you were actually not alone in the universe? Man, you know, like, that could really throw your brain for a loop. And, realistically, they don't know a single thing about this extraterrestrial. Is it a really happy-go-lucky alien like Mork from Ork? Or is it like a really violent alien like, you know, the Klingons? They really have no idea, right? That, coupled with the fact that you just smashed his car onto the planet's surface. But it's all good because it turns out that this extraterrestrial is actually really nice. That, or he's severely concussed. So the plan is for Eugene to fix the spaceship and for Jughead and Archie to hide this space alien, which they name Dude. Not to be confused with the Big Lebowski, you know, but still, the dude abides. And you're probably thinking if you're hanging out with a space alien, you probably want to lay low, right? Like, don't go outside, just go to the house and kind of hide there. Humans tend to freak out with extraterrestrials, right? I think we all remember what happened with that Orson Welles radio show, The War of the Worlds. You know, things were not looking good. But nope. Archie takes Dude, who's now disguised as Jughead's cousin, to school so they can go to basketball practice. Which gets worse because they meet up with Reggie. You know Reggie, the biggest jerk in school, and instantly he's picking on Dude. Throws a basketball in his face. Like, holy crap, man. Dude's getting pretty angry, and you know, we haven't really kind of considered what this alien might be capable of doing. But it also turns out that Dude is really into Betty. So any notions of revenge are averted, so whew. But still, you know, Dude kinda needs to show up Reggie, right? He just can't get dissed like that and let it slide, right? So Dude shoots a laser out of his fingers, which grabs a hold of Reggie and tosses him across the court. And not one person in the gym is concerned about what just transpired. No one, like not even the coach. He's just trying to figure out how he can recruit Dude on the team. But did you not just see what happened? Like, oh my god, he could have killed Reggie, like jeez. But I digress. So Reggie, you know, can't be made of a fool of either, you know. So he wants revenge now. He finds out that Dude is an alien and he tries to get Veronica's help to get hooked up with her father's research laboratory so Reggie can kidnap this alien and give it to them and make a whole bunch of money somehow, I guess. Concerning! And with that, Reggie and Veronica kidnap Dude. But luckily, Archie unkidnaps him and they take off. Which is actually really good timing because at this point, Eugene fixed Dude's spaceship. a spaceship that he's never seen before, but he somehow fixed it. Holy crap, like how is this kid still in school? He should be working for NASA. And for more funsies, it turns out that this spaceship is powered by hamburgers. How the hell does that even happen? You telling me that the fuel source on their planet is literally exactly like a hamburger on Earth? What? Like not even like components of it, like just the beef patty or like the buns or something? A fully cooked hamburger, hey? Huh, okay, sure, why not, eh? So Pop Tate quickly tosses a bunch of greasy sandwiches into this machine to get dude the heck off this planet. Because as it turns out, Reggie and Veronica did get a hold of Mr. Lodge, and he is on the way to the pop shop to meet this alien. But it's too late. Dude is gone! Reggie and Veronica are out of their supposed millions of dollars on this project, and Mr. Lodge doesn't believe a word that they've said about a space alien being on the planet. No one would believe that an alien was here with, you know, that incident at the basketball court and Jughead flying a spaceship around town in plain sight. No, it's all good. The secret of an alien visitation is safe, and the day is, well, I guess back to normal. Hooray! And with that, that is the end of this fantastic tale.
So yeah, man, that's that was a pretty interesting episode. I do gotta tell you, man, it took me a little while to get into this new Archie's show and stuff. When this show came out, yeah, I was still a kid. I was still reading Archie comics quite a lot. And it is kind of funny how this show is, you know, basically the same as every other Archie show, but just somehow kind of really different. Jughead has a red crown. What? Jughead's eyes are open instead of being too lazy to be open, you know? I don't know what the hell was going on with Veronica's fashion sense, like I just couldn't get past that. And Archie has a frickin' mullet? Strange times indeed. So, you know, I still did watch this cartoon. I kind of wasn't really enthralled by it, but I did really appreciate the new Archies after I was reading a lot of their comic books. Well, the digest books anyway. The whole basicness of the show is basically the same as any other Archie story, and, you know, the time placement of the show makes sense too. With the original Archie books, you see him and his friends in high school. You also see him and his friends in elementary school with the Little Archie comic books. So the new Archie's taking place in junior high, yeah, like that makes total sense. Well, I call it junior high. Some of you might call it, what is it, middle school or something like that? But you know, hey man, junior high, that's where it's at. And with the show taking place in the late 80s, early 90s, you know, that absolutely explains the fashion of the characters. One of the things was, it was kind of basically in an alternate reality, right? A reality where Dilton Doily did not exist, but Eugene did. Basically the same characteristics and all that stuff between these two characters, but I was always kind of stuck on this one thing of, is this a alternate reality or is it still the same reality? Did Dilton never exist, or did Dilton just go to a different junior high school, and did Eugene go to a different high school? So that's why they never met. I kind of like to think the latter because I do like things kind of working out, you know, continuity-wise. But either way, it's all good, and man, actually, you know what? Really, all in all, it is a pretty good cartoon. Even though I like the comics better, you know? So if you haven't checked it out yet, you know, maybe do so if you wanna. It is kind of an obscure kind of cartoon, so it's a little harder to find than the other Archie cartoons. But with that, we do have some more things behind the scenes, you know, about the new Archies and Eugene and other kind of stuff like that over here.
So yes, the new Archies. So how did this show come to be? Well, you know, pretty simple. Back in the 1960s and 70s, you had some really popular Archie TV shows, and some of them were created by Filmation Studios, like the main Archie cartoon and its different variations. You also had Archie adjacent properties which did very well themselves, such as Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and also the Hanna-Barbera show of Josie and the Pussycats. So in the 80s, you know, NBC figured, yeah man, it's high time we kind of get back on that gravy train. Let's get some new Archie content. And so they did. And they hooked up with Deke Enterprises to create this new show. The new Archies debuted on NBC in September of 1987. And in conjunction with the show, there was a new comic book title at Archie Comics, The New Archies #1, which debuted in November of 1987. A pretty good 1-2 punch, right? This show, like I stated earlier, was Archie and his gang during the time of their junior high days. A little something to make this show stand out from all the other Archie shows, right? Like junior high, man, that was a time that wasn't really ever explored with Archie and the gang. But still with that, you know, it's pretty much the same kind of show. Like much of the same characters did come back, obviously, right? Like Archie, Betty, Veronica, who for the first time is being depicted without a southern accent, but this time with a Valley Girl accent. Jughead, Reggie, you would eventually see Big Moose and Big Ethel, and even Fangs Fogarty, who was more of a character during the Little Archie era, so he graduated to junior high with the kids too, so that's pretty good. You would also see all the parents and teachers and other adults that Archie's gang, you know, interacted with, so pretty much all the same, but the producers of the show did intend it to be not part of the original Archie continuity. This is its own reality, which was really highlighted by the character Eugene, who debuted worldwide in this episode. So indeed, Eugene was designed to be a revamp and a reimagining of the Dilton Doily character. So in this reality, Dilton never existed, or at least we never seen him. Maybe he lived in Jersey, I don't know. But still, he's basically Dilton Doily. He's still that lovable character. He's still super smart, maybe too smart for his own good when he builds all these incredible inventions that, you know, kind of go awry, kind of like Dilton has done. But along with Eugene, there were some other new characters as well, most predominantly Eugene's girlfriend, Amani. So it is kind of interesting considering that Eugene is a stand-in for Dilton, but Eugene and Amani are also stand-ins for Chuck Clayton and his girlfriend, Nancy Woods. The thing about not having Chuck Clayton in the series is that you also do not have his father, Coach Clayton. As you know, he was the coach of the basketball team, so you do have a different basketball coach in this series. He kind of looks like Coach Cleats, but also kind of not, and it's never really verified if it's him or not, so maybe not, right? He's just listed as Coach. And also, Archie had a new dog in this series named Red. Not only that, you would also have a difference to the classic location of Pop's Diner. As we all know, Pop's Chocolate Shop is a diner with amazing sundaes and stuff like that. Whereas in the new Archies, the Pop Shop has been transformed into a diner/video arcade, which does kind of cater to the junior high school kind of crowd, right? Because I tells you, man, when I was in junior high, there was the Batman arcade game that was like freaking awesome. Everyone was playing Street Fighter 2, you know, so, man, I just totally dated myself there, eh? But, you know, all in all, these little changes, man, they're all hip, right? New characters, new locations, but other than that, everything else is pretty much the same, except for the fashion. Like Archie comics, they were fairly fashionable. I guess the only difference was no matter what era that they were in, Archie comics were always kind of shown as just some kind of not too outlandish, you know, with the fashions of the day. Whereas with this cartoon, man, they went full 90s. But still, you know, it was pretty cool to see these new characters, you know? And it is kind of sad that you only seen them during the new Archies era. I would like to see them reintroduce, you know, Eugene and being buddies with Dilton. They could have a pretty good friend rivalry going into sciences kind of departments. Kind of like how Archie and Reggie are really good friends, but also really big rivals, you know, with everything. Girls and sports, you know? And Amani was a really cool character too, who was a really good friend with Betty and Veronica. Maybe one day though, hey? Maybe one day. So this episode features an alien from outer space, which seems kind of odd, right? But Archie and the gang have had experience with dealing with extraterrestrials. Sometimes friendly aliens, sometimes a dream sequence. So this episode really isn't that odd for showcasing an alien. What is really odd with Archie and aliens, though, I do gotta say, is the Archie miniseries called Archie Meets the Predator. And the sequel to it as well. Let's just be glad that they met Dude and not the Predator in this episode. And with that, don't let these covers, you know, kind of fool you. It might seem kind of cutesy-wootsy on the outside, but on the inside, yeah, the Predator does Predator things and people die pretty horribly in it, so ye be warned if you want to read this series. But other than that, you know, that's the skinny on the new Archies and some of the new characters. So that's pretty much all I have for now. So, with this, that, those, and the other things, I guess let's that. Also, if you're interested, I created my own comic book channel, 215 Comics. And currently, I have created my own cartoon series, The Adventures of the Density. And recently started a radio series featuring my newest character, Elastoma, with more titles to come. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link up top here to that channel and some links at the end of the video. Yeah! Right on, and there you go. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it as much as I did making it. Also, feel free to check out the source material that I featured in this video. And if you want to leave a comment on anything you may have liked or things I might have missed in this, feel free to do so. Or anything else, just to say hi. That's cool too. And other than that, have a great day. Thanks.